Survivor seasons love to start with a bang. Whether it's beach hoppers, maroonings, or opening challenges, their Survivor production team always has the same goal when starting a new season: hook the viewers in by delivering an entertaining first episode. More often than not, if you are hooked in and intrigued by something at the very beginning, then you are more than likely to see it through until the very end. And really, at the end of the day, the very same principle of providing an entertaining hook can be applied to so many different things in life. In school, they teach you to have a strong start to your essay, or when thinking about the biggest YouTubers in the world, they put hours and sometimes even days in planning the first 15 to 30 seconds of the video to ensure everyone gets hooked in and stays until the very end.
I tied up an FBI agent. If he steals this $100,000 from me before midnight, he keeps it. This isn't nice. Good luck.
In today's video, we're going to be looking at the idea of hooking in a viewer and figuring out what the most entertaining first episodes are in Survivor history. And this is actually perfect timing, as the premiere of Survivor Season 41 just came out. And so, before we get into the video, I just want you guys to comment down below what your opening thoughts were of the first episode of Season 41, and if it really lived up to all the hype.
I look like a little weenie if I'm just like, no, I don't want to do it. And so of course I have to say, yeah, I could do that with you. We could get it done. Sure, no problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. If you love Survivor, then this is the spot for you. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and so if you want to help make that happen, it would be amazing if you could subscribe to the channel with the bell turned on so that you never miss any of my future Survivor videos. But hey, let's get right into breaking down the 5 most entertaining first episodes in Survivor history.
Team strangers are about to begin an adventure that will forever change their lives.
Without much of a surprise, the number 5 best season premiere on our list is going to Survivor Cagayan, Brawn versus Brains versus Beauty. Technically, this is the first 2 episodes of the season played out as a 2-hour premiere, but I am making the executive decision to count this entire 2 hours as the first episode because the entire thing works so well together. Throughout the entire first episode, we get introduced to so many different plot points that would later become multi-season arcs, and together results in so much chaos. We get introduced to 3 different tribes based on the theme of brawn, brains, and beauty, and the reason I have this season at the number 5 spot on our list is because of the first impressions twist. And if you've seen any of my Survivor videos in the past, you would know I really don't like that starting twist. Some upside to the twist this season is the iconic moment with David singling out Garrett at the very start of the game. During this episode, we get introduced to future fan favorites like Tony, Sarah, Spencer, Cass, Trish, and Wu, with the beginning of Cops R Us, the destruction of Jatia dumping out the rice, Garrett's amazing strategic gameplay, and Tony building his spy shack means this episode of Survivor is jam-packed with so much to enjoy. And at the end of the day, a common theme with every season premiere on this list is that they all end up being really strong seasons of Survivor. Now, coming in at the number 4 spot on our list is the premiere of Survivor David versus Goliath.
I've been interested in robots since I was a wee baby child, and everyone here is going to assume that I'm a huge nerd, which is not entirely incorrect.
Another common theme that all of the episodes on this list have in common is that they are able to put a spin on the conventional way that Survivor constructs their episodes together. From start to finish, this episode of Survivor delivers a product that keeps you on the edge of your seat. And why David vs. Goliath needs to be on our list is all of the risks that production takes to make Survivor feel fresh. It needs to be mentioned the amazing hidden immunity idol search, where we jump from confessional to confessional with everyone talking about that dang hidden immunity idol. And then after that, we move to what feels like a majority of the tribe taking part in the hunt. Ultimately, we get an amazing editing trick with the flashback of Dan finding the idol. Please, Survivor, do more of this.
So, this bad boy right here makes me feel bulletproof.
A knock that people sometimes give this episode is that there was never a tribal council because Pat ends up getting hurt off camera. At the end of the day, I think this is the best thing that could have possibly happened. Well, I guess unless your name is Pat Cusack. Without visiting tribal council, we are given a much more balanced episode regarding the edit with fleshing out a majority of the characters. And when you have a cast as good as David vs. Goliath, you want to spend as much time with these players as possible.
Pirates pillage. Pirates steal. Pirates take advantage.
Jumping things way back and getting old school for the 3rd episode on our list. Yeah, that's right, Survivor Pearl Islands has one of the best opening episodes in Survivor history. It can be argued that this season was the first time Survivor truly went all in with an overarching thematic twist, and they absolutely knocked it out of the park. Survivor Pearl Islands famously being completely entrenched in pirate culture and lore. This can be seen throughout the entire season with the outcast twist, kidnapping, buried treasure, looting, and how the set pieces were designed. design. However, when you dive a little deeper, the pirate theme is highlighted the very best during the first episode of the season. The producers tricked the players into thinking they were going to be shooting more cast photos, and so with all the clothes they had on their back, Jeff told the players the game had officially begun and they were given $100 to buy supplies and bargain with the locals. This is where we are first introduced to some of Survivor's most iconic characters, with Rupert embracing the pirate theme, Sandra negotiating in Spanish, and Fairplay, well,
I'm not very strong, and I don't profess to be. However, I'm a funny guy.
If you followed along with me during my Survivor retrospective series, then you would already know I consider the best opening sequences and first episodes of all time is between Heroes vs. Villains and Winners at War. These two are completely interchangeable for me and completely depends on how I am feeling that day. A wise man once said the biggest decisions in life are made with eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and so that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. Coming in at the number 2 spot on our list for the most entertaining first episodes in Survivor history is the premiere of Winners at War.
Choose Survivor because a drink before war is always a good idea.
What separates these last 2 picks from everything else on the list and every other season in Survivor history is they added a sense of epicness that just cannot be replicated. At the end of the day, Survivor Winners at War and Heroes vs. Villains follows a fairly similar formula, but season 20 is able to execute it slightly better than the all winners counterpart. All you really need to do is take 20 of the most iconic Survivor players, or winners in this case, of all time and let them interact with each other. This episode was going to be on our list no matter what, with seeing 20 winners back on our screen, but it comes in at the number 2 spot because of how well everything comes off here. Jeff opening with a bottle of champagne, an epic physical challenge, winners back on our screen, Adam being Denise's new Malcolm, and Rob and Parvati forming an alliance. There was really something there for everyone.
And I remember watching one video where Tyson actually said something to the effect of, hey, if we're ever on an island, this is going to be the Power Alliance.
I guess the cat is kind of out of the bag with what our number 1 pick is going to be, but before we get there, I want to give credit where credit is due and have an honorable mention. I wouldn't be able to take myself seriously if I actually put season 41 on this list for the simple fact that we are way too close to the season and would not be able to properly evaluate it until we are given way more time to process it. But at the same time, I cannot deny the fact that I think Survivor hit it out of the park with this premiere. Such an amazing cast of players, fun new twist, and more than anything else, a sense of fun. Maybe it's just me being way too excited for Survivor being back, but season 41, episode 1 was top tier Survivor.
20 of Survivor's greatest castaways return, and a conflict will ignite.
Choppers, heroes, villains, shoulder dislocations, tops getting pulled off, and much, much more. The first 20 minutes of Survivor Heroes vs. Villains alone cements itself as being the best starting episode ever. And I mentioned it during my Survivor retrospective video on this season, but it is an episode of Survivor that I can always just throw on and I know I will love it. The intro was shot and edited to perfection. Seeing Colby's hat, Coach's tattoos, Rob's cap, and Rupert's tie-dye shirt, these players are so iconic we don't even need to see their faces and we know who they are. There we have it, counting down the 5 most entertaining first episodes in Survivor history. Do you agree with my list, or do you think there's a season I forgot to mention? Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And of course, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel with the bell turned on so you don't miss Survivor content from me just like this.